Crystal Palace versus Charlton Athletic in the Championship this weekend. Local rivals, no love lost. It all started when the two clubs shared this ground, Selhurst Park. And then the two chairmen, Simon Jordan and Richard Murray, had a director's box bust-up as Charlton sent Palace down. But it boiled over big time when the man who stood here walked away, only to walk into Charlton a few days later.
Excuse me, I want High Court services now. Total misrepresentation and the terms of leaving Crystal Palace. Go on, Joe. This is a writ to serve.
It is, of course, ironic that both of these teams have been looking up the table at Ian Dowie's Coventry this past week. But this is the first meeting between these two teams since that day at the Valley when Palace were relegated. That is all of the background. This is this weekend's game. Your commentator at Selhurst Park is Clive Tilsley.
One-time housemates then, now uneasy neighbours. It all makes for a proper London derby. 12 or so miles between them on the map of the capital, nothing between them in mid-table. Paul Dickov's deadline night arrival on loan from Manchester City came too late to figure for Palace today. Their only change sees Ulsterman Jeff Hughes start for the first time since his summer signing from Lincoln. Charlton lost Majid Bagheera to injury late in their preparations, but Danny Mills' temporary move from Manchester was completed in time. The other full-back is Chris Powell, deputising for Ben Thatcher and back on the ground where it all started for him. Mind you, these two clubs shared Selhurst Park in the late 80s, and despite rumours to the contrary, their directors are sharing the director's box today. The story so far, both have won one, drawn one, lost one. Both have been scoring and conceding goals. Charlton have had a crazy week. 2 down to Sheffield Wednesday last Saturday. They won 3-2. 3-2 down to Stockport in midweek. They won 4-3. Been having too much fun. They're on the ball with Ambrose immediately trying to free their new skipper, Andy Reid. Intervention from Matt Lawrence. Reid. Speroni and Craig looked at each other. Speroni directed Craig to clear, and he did so very hesitantly. Cheap corner conceded. Ambrose to deliver. Get another chance to cross from the head of court. It's towards Fortune. Didn't miss by very much. Well, remember the date, 15th of May 2005. His late-headed equaliser at the Valley effectively sent Crystal Palace down into this division. West Brom stayed up by a point that day, thanks to Charlton's 2-2 draw with Crystal Palace. Morrison, Saws with the cross, Scowcroft with the shot, and Wheeler with the save. It was an inviting cross, and Scowcroft just bit his marker to the punch, but the punch of Weaver turned it behind. Ambrose diverted into the path of Reid. Only Iwelumo ahead of him for now. Reid's crossing towards Iwelumo, and nobody could get a touch. Neither attacker nor defenders. Teasing cross though from Reid, which is applauded by the man it was intended for. Ambrose is strong enough, shrugged off Hudson and really stretched Peroni. Snappy play from Darren Ambrose, and a smart save too from the man who's come out of the shadows of Gabor Kirai to get his chance this season, Julian Speroni. Clipped in towards Iwelumo. Might come for Ambrose again. Oh, hit the crossbar. The linesman has his flag up on the near side. Certainly no offside there. That's where it is. Iwelumo was offside when he hit the shot. It wouldn't have counted anyway. Saws to Morrison. Found a way out to Fletcher. Swung into Scowcroft. Now there was a bit of grappling going on. Scowcroft is appealing. The ball is in the hands of Nicky Weaver, and the referee has seen nothing untoward. Zhengzhi. Oh, and Hudson just reached out and it almost went over his own goalkeeper. Eiffel. Oh, Morrison, it's a chance. Cross had a lot of pace on it. Just caught slightly by surprise. Ball brushed his forehead, but no more. Again, it's early forward towards Iwelumo, and he's battling forward against two defenders. Reed needs somebody like him just to get his foot on the ball and play a bit, or maybe have a go. He's capable, no doubt about that. He's actually scored in his last two championship games, Andy Reid. Time for McCarthy. Ambrose. Zhengzhi. Andy Reid. Now Jerome Thomas. Well, that was better. Not sure that cross was really intended for Chris Powell. Zhengzhi. Reid. Zhengzhi. Rolled back to Iwelumo! Closest that Charlton Athletic have come for one of the best moves that Charlton Athletic have put together. Very studied approach play from Reid and from Zhengzhi. Picked his pass, but Iwelumo couldn't quite pick his spot inside Speroni's post. Even the normally debonair Alan Pardew has loosened his tie. It's been that sort of afternoon. There was a clash of heads there. Scowcroft still down. Morrison has turned it into the path of Eiffel. Eiffel, good save! He'd have been disappointed to have been beaten on his near post, Weaver, but he protected that part of his goal very well against a very well struck shot from Paul Eiffel. Mills. Zhengzhi. Ambrose cleverly tucked round the corner for Danny Mills. On a bad cross either. Hudson couldn't get it away. Iwelumo with a header down. Court clears. This is Racon. Struck that pretty well. First we've seen of him in the Championship. Scowcroft. Oh, here's a chance for Idrisai. No, nothing doing. Fortune's challenge. That man again. The man whose goal sent Crystal Palace down. Makes a challenge which sends Idrisai down, but not a foul. Iwelumo. Todorov's there, and Todorov's there, and Todorov scored! Oh, didn't take him long. Charlton Athletic substitutes Svetoslav Todorov capitalises on a poor bit of misjudgment by Julian Speroni, and Charlton Athletic have taken the lead with just over 15 minutes to play. Iwelumo with the header on. Goalkeeper really should have stayed at home. Certainly having come, he had to get there. And Todorov nipped between Court and Speroni and very calmly, almost casually, rolled the ball over the line. I wasn't sure it was going to get there for a moment. Eiffel. Giving Chris Powell a run. Tucked into Idrisai. It's clever and inventive, and it's come off for him. Too long for Scowcroft. Mills away. This is Craig. Now Martin. Mills got something on it. Ambrose away. And as far as Craig. Idrisai! Oh, good save, Weaver. Almost a debut goal for Bezier and Idrisai. Nicky Weaver just clawing it away. Good headed contact by the young Austrian. Caught climbing. Lawrence is in there. Mills away. It'll come for Mark Kennedy. Calmly cleared, and here goes Isam McLeod with a chance to round it off for Charlton Athletic. Stopped by Speroni. Atoned for his earlier error in some small part, but it has been a big week for Charlton Athletic. 3 wins, all by the odd goal. A week they may look back on as very significant come the end of the season. A single substitutes goal for Svetislav Todorov settled the tough, tense derby 20 minutes to the end. That's the neighbours for you. Crystal Palace 0, Charlton Athletic 1. Big week.
Well, it's been a big week for us. Yeah, we've had 3 great results and good win here today because it was a tough game, dogged game, and we just got the goal and that edged it.
It was a typical local derby. I think both teams very, very committed, both desperate to try and win it for their fans and win it for themselves. It feels like you're going to get 6 points on a local derby, but you don't. You still only get 3. But we've got to make sure that we don't keep giving silly goals away. I think it's the last 2 games now. If Todorov was to go and beat loads of people and put it in the top man corner, I can live with that. But it's a very frustrating goal.
The manager made a point yesterday to us, which I felt was very important, that we've got a very, very good chairman at the club. Richard Murray, and he's been brilliant, and little results like this in derby games I think are we can maybe dedicate it to him as well, because he, he's a big Charlton fan and he looks after us, and it's brilliant to get these results, and it gives everybody a lift, supporters, players, the people around the club and the people in the board as well.
Andy Reid was saying that you said to the players beforehand this is an important day for your chairman, and almost a play for him today, yeah?
Well, I did give that a mention because I think sometimes, it gets bypassed that, he has to make decisions in their contracts, and, and they owe him a favour and I owe him a favour, so we got a nice win for him today.
So the